This for my niggas up north getting full on that Jack Mac. Woo! First smack back, we got a nigga to back smack. And you gonna love it. You gonna love it. You already know my tradition for when I start GTA. I gotta have one shot to get me started, another to get me going. But let's get into the intro. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I go by the name of Chris Vick, and welcome back to your favorite, The Game Lounge. Happy Saturday, everybody. Happy Saturday. Hope you guys are enjoying your weekend. And for your viewing pleasure tonight, we got double days. We'll be doing GTA Online, and we'll be doing a few side missions on Spider-Man 2 just to have a little bit of fun. Just a little. So please tune in. We got a good entertaining night for you. I might be doing a mission I haven't done in a while or at all, or whatever the case is. Or at least one I don't remember, because I've damn near did all the missions, but you know how it gets. We're just going to have some fun. So I wanted to start off today's topic with having to talk about the Diddy case. And I know y'all like, what the fuck we talking about this for? But I've had multiple conversations with individuals about it. And from the get-go, my first thought was just straight disappointment. Because here's the thing when it comes to, y'all already know that the control act's crazy when I get online at first. I don't know why. But y'all already know how it goes. So no. So when it comes to celebrities and just having money, I don't know what it is for certain individuals, but they say money changes people. And to a certain degree it does, but I don't even really think it was more of a money situation as much as it was him being himself. So my general idea of it is the fact that, okay, you have the money and everything. Damn, yeah, I thought I was drunk already. Shit. So the money situation, or at least the situation itself, everybody knows that Diddy is being, arrested and he's being on trial for the abuse of, Cassie and stuff back in 2016, I believe, or 2018, one of those 2 years after violently assaulting her in a hotel hallway. Camera footage, I wound up seeing him pull her to the ground and then aggressively kick and punch her and stuff and drag her down the hallway, which is already disgusting because I don't know who the hell you thought she was, thinking that you could just pull a woman by her hair as if she didn't deal with all your freak off stuff and everything. But, I guess everybody deserves a knuckle sandwich when they're hungry. So I definitely, when I first seen it, I was disgusted because I'm like, bro, I don't care how angry a female gets you, depending on the degree. If you do hit her in a place that's not as, I'm going to sound fucked up for saying it, that's not as, life shattering, like probably the knee or the elbow or some shit, like it'll hurt. But, if you got to let one off, at least let it not be her face in a place that has very vital organs like her midsection. So he's on trial now. And I saw a newspaper yesterday. I read a newspaper on the table at work, and it wound up saying that he was talking about he was ashamed and embarrassed, or sad and embarrassed. I don't know which one it was, but you have no right to feel like that after you wind up doing what you did. And I don't even really care about the fact that he wound up doing this freaky stuff. Let's be 100% real. The fact that he's got ass loads of baby oil was weird. It was a decent amount of too much. That's what we was at. The level of too much. Like he had the baby oil he had was in a level between a fuck ton and a shitload. Like I didn't know which one it was, but it was a lot of baby oil from the pictures I've seen. And, you being a freak and just, wanting to participate in very, vulgar activities that most people wouldn't normally do or have the bravery to join in, I don't mind that. Being a freak is not a problem. It's just the fact that you probably wind up doing things to individuals that were more than what they probably signed up for. Let's see if we won something. Oh, I thought we won the car. 50 G's. Yes, sir. Love me a pretty penny. Talk to me nice. But yeah, so the audacity that he had wind up having to, wait, I got half a minute. Hold on. My bad, y'all. Let me put this away. So the audacity that he had to go about just simply, physically being the way that he was with Cassie after she wound up being through whatever she had to be through. Oh, it's 91,000. I got, cool. All right, we lit. So I'll go for a mission. So I was just disappointed because in my head I was like, I don't know if you ever thought that wouldn't get out, but it definitely was something that not recently played. Rockstar created and missions. We're gonna wind up doing something that's just pretty immediate, and we'll just talk about that whole situation. So I'm disappointed in the fact that he wound up allowing himself to get to that point. You know, you don't ever do that to somebody. I don't know if she was going to wind up leaving and she threatened him and said she was going to release some footage, because I have yet to see anything about these freak offs. I have yet to see anything that had to do with whom was involved. I've heard speculation of very high up people from Beyonce and Jay-Z and stuff like that to Marlon Wayans and I don't know who else. And I was curious about it because I was like, you know, it's not to say let's try to hack and dash. That sounds very difficult. And it sounded very plausible, like they could possibly be the ones to do it, or be involved in it. And it's like, you know, I get it. However, if there's no solid visual evidence to prove the point of the fact that they were there, then it's all just hearsay, which kind of sucks because it's like, you know, if that's actually true, then, you know, that's just what they do. And nobody's mad about that. Now, if they had wound up being in a line of like helping abuse other celebrities and stuff, knowing that they wouldn't have been okay with it if it was them, then that's fucked up. But I just don't like the fact that Diddy moved the way that he did. And there was times where he was very disrespectful to certain individuals and pushed them off and everything. And he just, I don't know, he was a different individual. He was a devil. That nigga was disgusting. Like, there was a video I had seen today, actually, of, it was Cassie, Diddy, Nipsey Hussle, and Laura London all in one studio. And I believe Diddy was sitting down and Nipsey was standing up next to him and the girls were sitting on a couch or on a chair away from them. Nipsey winds up clapping during one of the songs. And Diddy winds up saying, we got to go back to the bridge again or the chorus. And he was like, don't you fucking clap again. And then, you know, Nipsey being Nipsey, he was like, bro, I'm gonna clap all night because that shit is fire. That's my song. Like, that shit is dope. And then Diddy wind up doing something weird, like talking to Laura afterwards. He was like, yo, Laura, like, I crack you up, don't I? And she didn't really say much, but when Nipsey Hussle told her to clap for the song, you know, her and Cassie wound up clapping. But then you could see in Diddy's face, he was just like, he was bothered by it. And I'm like, yo, bro, what's your problem? Like, what the fuck happened to you? Why is it a problem that he's happy about what he has in his life? Like, people don't understand the fact that if somebody makes something that's a hit and it winds up going viral and it becomes something very important to them, that is a life-changing situation. He will never have to, what am I trying to hack? What? Hack what terminal? Okay, maybe I gotta go in the building from the front, but it showed me here. Maybe I need my car. All right, let's go get the car. Yeah, so if Nipsey Hussle was in a point where he was about to be very famous off the track that was being made in that very session, I would have been excited too. Because imagine the fact that you know you're about to make millions off of a song that you made purely yourself or with your own extent. I don't know how to explain it, but just imagine that. Like, that'd have been different. Okay. Is this the terminal? Oh, there we go. Okay. Time to hit him with the doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. The sound of the keyboard makes when I'm hacking stuff. All right, my computer. External. Hack. I gotta find that line of numbers. Numbers. Bow. Okay. Brute force. Okay, now I gotta line up the letters. Let's go. Oh, shit. When did y'all get here? Holy moly. All right, now I gotta get the fuck out of here. It's gonna take more than that, gentlemen. Good thing I brought the fast car, because I can go fast now. Oh, yeah, how I expect me to steal the vehicles when there's mad heat on me? All right, let's lose these people real quick. See if we can spin the block or something like that. But like I said, the life-changing song that might have been made in that very room, for Diddy to go about telling Nipsey to not want to do it or to not clap because of the fact that the song was dope or he didn't want him to clap at all. It was like, what do you mean don't do that? Like, I'm about to probably make somebody song this, make their ringtone this song or something like that. Like, you can't just go about telling me not to clap for my music. It's great. I'm proud of what I've made. So I feel like he was a leech in a lot of situations, and he wound up being this egotistical ass person. Damn it. I forgot how annoying the choppers are when they on you. Yep. Keep trying, boys. We're gonna lose him in a second. I'm sorry, yeah. So now with the fact that he's on trial, I'm glad that he is, because to be honest, I've heard about Justin Bieber and how he was traumatized with certain things, and I guess when stuff started to come to light and whatever the case is, I didn't really fully like listen to what they were going through and stuff. But the fact that actually no, I should have lured them away and then stole a car. Okay, let's try that. I don't know how many cars there is. So yeah, it was just the I'll take the heavy car first to get it out the way. It was just the audacity that Diddy had of being who he was. And a lot of celebrities do that. I'm hearing that Bill Cosby did it. I'm hearing R. Kelly did it and stuff. And, you know, granted, I respect the fact that you guys, you know, had took opportunities when it came about. I'll be 100% real. The fact that, like, imagine there was a girl that was okay with knowing that you were doing certain things and they didn't say nothing about it, and they let you just kind of live your life. That's an opportunity right there. Like, you can't really lose out on that. But if the person was, like, you know, under the influence of something else more than what you said, that's kind of fucked up. And it's not okay to know that, you know, that they wouldn't be okay with that if they were aware of it, so you did it unsubconsciously. But then people who go about saying stuff to certain people, they tend to disappear. So that's why people shut up for so long, because they give them hush money, and the money is enough for them to be quiet. But then once that money runs out, we're now at a point where you're not giving me what I desire or what I had got prior to this for me to stay quiet now. So now we're at a point like, okay, well, what now? And then once you stop giving me what I asked for, what we agreed upon, now you're fucked over, because I'm going to tell everything that happened. So that's why I be saying with celebrities, if you wind up really coming from a place of like just the trenches, like the hood and stuff, if you came from the Bronx, or if you came from anywhere in New York, damn near, if you came from come to certain parts and the grit, you knew about what it was like to not have heat in the wintertime, what it was like to not have electricity and blackouts in the summer. Like, you've been through a lot. You had struggle meals, you had food stamps, you had to deal with like water leaks and pipes and damages and cracked floors and asbestos, and you had to deal with a lot of shit, gangs and everything, when you had lived in the projects or in a long place. When you finally get the opportunity to be somewhere better and you choose to use that opportunity for the wrong thing, it tends to fuck up and it blows up in your face at some point. But I would be confused about why they would do that, because in my head, I would never do that. If I was to get lucky enough to be blessed with the cash for life and win $1,000 a day for the rest of my life, there's no way in hell that a piece of ass is going to toss me sideways enough for me to be like, yeah, I'm going to fuck that up. No, that's not happening. It's not happening at all. Whether an opportunity or a time of day, it doesn't matter. No, that's not going to happen. So I respect to those who, you know, feel the need to flaunt or take opportunities when given, but nah, I couldn't do it. It's because there's so much to risk now. Because when the situations hit the fan and the cops finally catch on, it's like, who are you gonna really tell? Like, you can't tell nobody. You can't get mad at anybody either, because you chose to do it. So, you know, and you know what's funny? Diddy had wind up having his family in the courtroom when they wind up reading off text messages that him and Cassie were having. From what I remember, this is what I was reading and shit. And I was like, why would you want to be there for such awful allegations? Like, you could have sent anybody that was tough enough, maybe his brother, or I don't know if he had any other immediate family at the time, but to have the children there to hear what their father was doing, I wouldn't look at you the same. Like, nah, that's not okay. You can't expect me to sit back and just accept the fact that you were physically violent with a woman, especially when you had plenty of time to leave. And not only that, you are the Sean Diddy Combs. You could have had any girl. I mean, you know, you wind up living the life that you did with whomever, but the fact that you chose to overstep your boundary because of who you are and what you're able to do because of the money you had, that makes you just as much of a disgusting person as anybody else. So I'm glad you're getting served justice. Fuck you, bro. You can be a freak, and nothing wrong with being a freak. But being a disrespectful freak, that's where the problem comes in. Not at all. Now, don't get me wrong. just like everybody else that got arrested that wind up having their reputation tarnished because of the fact that they've done heinous things and stuff. You know, I get it, but no. But then at the same time, I still listen to the music. Diddy has wind up making some really fire ass tracks. Everybody knows Last Night by Keisha Cole and stuff like that, and Gotta Move On featuring Bryson Tiller. Those are amazing tracks. They already got a hit list. He's got a genre, and he wound up making some fire ass music. And everybody knows Love Like This with Faith Evans and Fat Man Scoop. Like, what? So we already know about that. But it was just, you know, whenever you see that person, their image is unofficially not the same as what it used to be. Not unofficially, but officially. Like, once you hear somebody did something like that and then the news confirms it and then there's proof, it makes you look at that person completely differently. You'll never look at that person the same. Diddy will forever be this weird freak off, baby oil, Cassie abusing ass nigga. And I'm not going to be able to unsee it. You know, because there's ways to forgive people if they go about trying to, like, you know what it is? You can fix your reputation too when it comes to you tarnishing it after doing something stupid. You can go about trying to make amends with the individual that you had tarnished your name with in the first place. So if he was to go back and apologize to Cassie, like, I'm so sorry for what I've done. I have been a victim of my environment and I wind up being exposed to some things at a young age. You know, I ain't know better. I ain't know left from right, even though you did, because you was a grown ass man when you started doing the whole make the band thing. Let's not get it confused, my nigga. But other than that, that's just how that works out. But you have to make amends with that person. And I feel like Cassie had the right to do it. And Cassie allowed many other females to go about, or many other people to go about coming out to the open about it, just clearing the air. Because that's a wound that'll forever be on you. That's a wound that never heals. Especially when you've been touched by somebody or harmed in a certain way that, damn, they couldn't wait. Or harmed in a way that wind up being very traumatic. So you had to sit there and accept that. Like, when you wind up making it, there's somebody that said that today too. When you wind up making a bad decision, you have to live with that motherfucker. You gotta live with it. As an adult, you have to accept the fact that you made this choice. Of course, you're not proud of what you've done, but at the same time, are you going to try and do better for yourself next time? You should, because that's what every person deserves to do. Everybody deserves a second chance. On certain degrees, not everything's forgivable. Not everything's forgivable. And to say that it is it would be a lie to myself. I couldn't even say that. There's certain things that even if you forgive it, you'll still be bothered by it. So you won't completely, like, 100% heal from certain situations just because of the fact that it wind up being very, very harsh for you to deal with. And shit, I almost got away. Almost. I don't need y'all messing up this car. They need this car. What did you running into me really fix, my nigga? What did it really fix? My man is on full edge, stupid ass fire. He's doing great. Yeah, so, just the situations itself. Certain celebrities should go about doing better when it comes to their urges. There's services out there that'll provide you whatever you desire. There are women out there listen, there's women out there that you will pay good money to that will step on your nuts for a price. I'm talking about, like, full-on elbow drop, DDT, swanton bomb your balls into dust. Like, I've unfortunately stumbled upon this in my teenage years. Like, I've seen it, unfortunately. Like, every guy knows when you go to that right corn page and you see certain things, and it'd be late at night or something, because, you know, it'd be just a moment of the urge or whatever. So, you know, you break out the phone, and you go to a page, and you wind up stumbling upon some shit that you don't want to see. And you just see a person out here just headbutting testicles, and you got to accept that you saw it. But at the same time, whatever you were kinky enough or wanted to do, there were people out there that were willing to do it because of who you was and because of what they wanted to do too. Now, it'd be different if you wind up having consent from them. From what I heard, there was consensual things. I don't know if that's 100% true, but I heard there were consensual moments to which, I don't even know how you saw me on that hill, dog, but there were consensual moments to which, excuse me, gosh darn it, I'm in the hills too, that's crazy. Sorry, my car's fucked up too, deal with it. I'm really not gonna have to lose you. But yeah, so that's just how I feel about the situation. And I'm glad he's getting justice. Anybody else in a situation like that that winds up harming the ones that they care about should definitely be put into that scenario. Especially like that. You dragged Shorty through the mud. That was crazy. You didn't even have to do that. Like, it wasn't that serious. I don't know what she said to you or what might have been done that made you feel like that was all right, but nah, that's not even close, man. Not even close. But you know, everybody has their level of just dealing with shit. Doesn't make it okay, no, but that just definitely wasn't all right. Mind you, then you're in a hotel, bro. You don't think there's fucking footage around? You don't think niggas is trying to make sure they see what happens with the Sean Diddy Combs, like the bad boy creator? Like, nah, bro. People want to know what happened. So, I'm just glad that he's getting his servants and stuff. There's plenty of people that spoke out about it, too. Cat Williams wound up breaking the ice to beat like, the beginning of it. I don't know what it was first. I think it was the Cassie video footage being broken out first, and then it was the the Shannon Sharp and the Cat Williams video, and him talking about Diddy's gonna wind up asking you to do some things, and you got to tell Diddy no. And it's like, bro, why do I have to tell him no? What is he trying to do? More than what you fucking think. Out here trying to ravage your shoulder blades and shit. We don't mean in a massaging way. And if it is, then it's still not going to be in the way you want it to be. And like I said, being a freak is not a problem. But you're going to wind up being on some, I don't even know what the fuck. But people make it seem like going to a Diddy party was probably the most dangerous thing in the world. And whoever went was involved in shit. I don't know who. And I want to, forget in my head whom I've been told and stuff like that. The people that I said, those were like the main allegations that threw me off. And, Amber Rose talked about it too. But she wound up saying she didn't see anything. And if it did happen, then it happened on a different day. So one day would be probably this wild popping ass party. Everybody outside. Oh, Diddy threw a party at his mansion. Let's go pull up. We're going to have, Ciroc and all this extra shit. So it was probably a vibe then. But then there was other days where, of course, you wouldn't come back the next day after the party because you just finished popping off the day before. So therefore, you don't have to worry about coming back again. So if he chose different days to do it, not to say that wasn't a genius idea, but it was kind of fucking smart. 21 days worth of time. Ooh. But yeah, so just comment in the section below, guys. I thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Game Lounge, though. Thank you guys so much. I want your opinion. If you guys have the belief that if Diddy did it or if he didn't do it, then you go about, saying it in the comment section. But you guys already know to please like, comment, and subscribe. And any game ideas you might have, please send them to us. I would definitely love to try them out. You guys enjoy the rest of your night. Spider-Man 2 is coming up next. And until next time, game it till you sleep. Totally. Well, not that. Yeah, he did everything.